So we're going to be looking at dividing by tens, hundreds and thousandths just now. So we're just going to go straight in and we're going to look at 250 divided by 10. So a couple of different ways of doing this. You can just do it in the kind of using your fingers way to just be like, okay, well, how many tens go into 250? Well, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250. So 25 lots of 10 go into 250. But that can be a little bit time consuming. So what do we notice about the numbers 250 and 25? Well, they're very similar, okay, aren't they? We've got 250 here. So I've got my 2 in my hundreds column, my 5 in my tens, and 0 in my ones column. And 25, what we should be able to see is all we've done is we have moved each number one place value to the right. So I did have 2 hundreds, now I have 2 tens. I did have 5 tens, now I have 5 ones. Okay, so dividing by 10, all we do is we take our number and we move the numbers one place value to the right. Okay, so that's if you're dividing by 10. Similarly to when we were multiplying by 10, you moved your place values one place to the left. When you were multiplying by 100, you moved your numbers 2 place values to the left. When you were multiplying by 1,000, you moved your numbers by 3 place values to the left. It's exactly the same with division, but you're just moving them to the right instead. Okay, so if I had the number 186 and I was dividing that by 1,000, okay, dividing by 1,000, well, timesing by 1,000, you would move them that way 3 places, okay? So for dividing by 1,000, you just move them 3 places to the right, okay? So the 6 was here, so it's going to move 1, 2, 3. The 8 was here, so 1, 2, 3. And the 1 was here, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, my decimal point is here. Okay, so I now have 6 lots of 1,000ths. I didn't put that there. I have 8 lots of hundreds, and I have 1 lot of tenths. Okay, now if you have this number, it is kind of mathematically correct just to leave it there, but it's good practice to put a 0 here. Okay, you rarely go to a shop and see like a chocolate bar for 92 pence and it just be written like that. It'd be written like this. Okay, so no lots of ones and your decimal. Okay, so that is how you divide by 10, 100 and 1,000. Now, a little bit of an extension here. It's not strictly in the National 4 course, but I think it's worth doing when we're going over this anyway. And this is dividing by multiples of 10, 100 and 1,000. So reminder, multiples of 10, 100, 1,000 just mean multiples of 10 are like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, etc. Multiples of 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Multiples of 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, etc. Okay, really similarly to what we did with multiplying by multiples of 10, 100 and 1,000 and stuff, we're going to split our numbers up. So for example, if we were wanting to divide by 30, instead of just trying to divide by 30 in one go, I could split this up into dividing by 10, then dividing that answer by 3, okay? Because if I divide something by 10, then divide that by 3, that is exactly the same as dividing by 30, okay? So that's what we are going to do. So first question, we have 1,500. divided by 30. So first off, I am going to take my 30 and I'm going to split it up into 10 and 3. So I'm going to divide by 10 first. So that's just going to be moving each number one place to the right. I don't need to put this here. Okay, I don't need to move this really because, well, 150.0 is the same as 150. So I don't really need to put this here. If it was 1502 divided by 10, for example, I would need to put that here because 150.2 is not the same as 150. But obviously 150.0 is the same, so I don't need to put that there. So that's me divided by 10. So now I'm going to divide by 3. Obviously you can do this the formal way, which would be setting out your sum like this. So how many 3's go into 1? Well, none do. So we still have the 1 remaining. So then how many 3's go into 15? That's 5 lots of 3 go into 15. And then how many 3's go into 0? None. So our final answer is 50. Okay. The other way of doing this, some are thinking about this, so 150 divided by 3, is you could ask yourself, how many 3's go into 15? Well, how many 3's go into 15 is just 5, yeah? But I'm not asking myself how many 3's go into 15. I'm asking myself how many 3's go into 150. But 150 is just 10 lots of 15. So my answer is just going to be 10 lots of 5. Okay? So there's a 0 here, so I just pop a 0 there. Okay? Right, let's have a look at our last example. So 24,000 divided by 400. So just adding a wee column here, so tens of thousands. So I have 24,000 and I'm dividing by 400. So my 400, I am going to split up into 104. Okay, so I'm going to divide by 100 first. So dividing by 100, I need to move each number 2 to the right. Okay. Again, like last time, I do not need to put 0.00 because 240.00 is the same as 240. So now I've divided by 100. I'm going to divide by 4. So you can do this the formal way. So how many 4's go into 2? None. So I still have the 2 remaining. How many 4's go into 24? That's 6 lots of 4. And then how many 4's go into 0? Well, 0. Okay, so my final answer is 60. Again, you can think of it in the same way that we did last time. You could ask yourself, well, how many 4's go into 24? That's 6. But 240 is just 10 lots of 24, so your answer is just going to be 10 lots of 6, which is 60. Okay, and that is how you divide by 10, 100, 1,000, and multiples of 10, 100, and 1,000.